Okay, what's up, y'all? Welcome in to a victorious whiskey and wine. Something we have not been able to say here for a hot minute. Tigers hadn't won a game since South Carolina was here 5 weeks ago. And by the hardest, but shit, I'll take it, man. I'll take it. Tigers 23, Arkansas 22. LSU victorious in the battle for the Golden Boot. Shout out to T-Bob. Sure he's in Chicago smiling that LSU won that ugly ass trophy. There's two things to talk about here. We'll let the audience build. We'll get rolling. We appreciate y'all for hanging out as always. You know the drill. Please smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. If you're on Facebook, like the page, share the post. Appreciate y'all for being here. I'm going to fire up my Bocock Brothers premium cigar, by the way, bocockbrothers.com. Use the code MAT15, MAT15, MAT15 for 15% off your order at bocockbrothers.com. Awesome people, LSU grads, great product. If you want a cigar, smoke one with me. Go on. There we go. Smoke them if you got them, baby. And we'll bust open a new bottle of Blanton's today. Why not? It's an S. I don't know if you can even see that because of the glare, but it's an S. So there's two things we got to talk about primarily here with this game. One, of course, is the game itself. LSU winning 23-22, how it all played out, which we'll get to. But then, of course, damn it, freaking bee right here. Fuck out of here, boy. And then we got to talk about Michael Van Buren. Of course, MVB gets the start. His first start as a Tiger, plays the whole way for an injured Nussmeier. It was the right decision, by the way. Talked about it on Friday's AFR. Friday's Locked on LSU, if you caught it. With an injury to Nussmeier, a limited Nussmeier, no sense in running him out there limited. You're better off letting Van Buren get the entire game, get an evaluation there, let Nussmeier heal, see how this went, and then you make a decision about the final two games. Do you redshirt Van Buren, all that sort of stuff, which we'll get to. All right. Let's make a toast. Cheers. A victorious whiskey and wine. Haven't been able to do this in a minute and a half. So go Tigers. Go Tigers. LSU wins 23-22 by the hardest. But I'll be damned, to win is a win. The Tigers got it today, and that's awesome. So Tigers win. Cheers. I'll also have you know that sun is just kicking my ass right now. So I'm going to make – oh, fumble. Get on the ball. Sorry. Watching Bama OU there as well. Well, would just be a beautiful day if the Sooners – that was a fumble. Sure that was a fumble. Got to come over that ball. Come on, 11. Anyway. All right, let's talk about the game itself. Talk about the game. We'll get into Van Buren, which is, I'm sure, what everybody is going to want to talk about primarily. I don't know, man. I may move just because the sun is just gonna whip my ass here for an hour or whatever as we talk about this. But it's a weird game where Arkansas showed you why they are awful. Arkansas showed you why they are a now 2-8 football team that just can't win close games. I mean, not only the missed 48-yard field goal right there at the end from a kid who had made 9 in a row, that would have given them the lead with 5:08 to play in the game. But my goodness, I mean, their opening drive, they get down right around the red zone, and they fumble just on a pitch on a 3rd and 1. I mean, they're moving the ball. 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, 4 plays there at the LSU 33. 5 plays there at the LSU 24, and they fumble. They get a punt block for a touchdown. They get another score after LSU's 3 and out. And then they go 3 and out. Interception on the first play of the possession gives the ball at the LSU the ball at the Arkansas 30. We'll come back to that. You only manage a field goal, which we'll talk about with Van Buren. And then right before half, looks like they're going to score. And Mansour Delane gets the pick in the end zone. They go for it on 4th and goal at the 1. Jacobian Guillory, huge play. Then they had the missed field goal. I mean, 3 turnovers and the turnover on downs at the 1 yard line. I mean, you're talking about that's 3 scoring opportunities Arkansas had, plus the missed field goal, 4 scoring opportunities they had where they didn't convert points in a 1-point game. They suck. I mean, there ain't no way about it. I mean, Arkansas is an awful football team. It's why they are what they are. It's why they're 2 and 8. I mean, Taylor Green's a great athlete. He'll throw it to the other team. They'll fumble. They'll miss field goals. That's why they're terrible. But man, LSU was bad in this football game, y'all. And LSU's a bad football team. First half alone, gave up a punt block for a touchdown. By the way, Amon Anon, for all the talk about him and how much he improved the LSU special teams this year, they've been awful of late. You had a punt block for a touchdown. You had a 25-yard punt. You had a kickoff out of bounds in each half. You allowed a 25-yard punt return. Jesus, you're awful. You're awful on special teams today. Awful. First half alone, Michael Van Buren damn near threw 2 interceptions. His first pass of the day was almost intercepted. You allowed them to convert a 4th and 2 and a 4th and 1. Brown had a drop. This is first half only. Gave up a sack on 3rd and 6. Ori Williams had a false start on a 4th and 1 when it looked like you were going to go for it on 4th and 1. He false starts. You end up settling for the 42-yard field goal. Xavier Thomas had an offensive pass interference, which negated a first down on a 3rd and 6. Harlan Berry had a drop. Second half, Kern gave up a sack. You allowed Green to rip out that 55-yard run. You had an offsides by 88, Bernard Gooden. You allowed the 26-yard punt return. 3rd and 18, you allowed him to convert, and you added a face mask on top of that. You had a hold by Weston Davis, kickoff out of bounds, a false start by Bauer Sharp. I mean, you're terrible. I mean, you're a bad football team. Go, score! Score! Boomer! Tell y'all what, LSU snapping a losing streak. Alabama getting the shit kicked out of them by Oklahoma. Boy, this would be a beautiful day. Chef's kiss. Let's make it happen. So the game itself, I'll talk about Van Buren here in a second. The game itself, Arkansas's turnovers. I mean, Arkansas cost himself this game. Your special team struggles were awful. Harold Perkins was incredible in this football game. Harold's final stat line. Let me read you Perk's final stat line in this game because he was awesome. He deserves his flowers. Hang on. Perk ended up with 4 tackles, a sack, 2.5 TFLs, an interception, and a quarterback hurry. Thought Perk was awesome in this game. Good for him. The interception was great. Gave you the ball at the Arkansas 30. You ended up getting a field goal right there. Ori Williams got the start at right tackle, played the whole first half. Then Weston Davis played the whole second half. Your offense, we'll come getting to Van Buren. Your offense scored 6 points off of 3 turnovers, which is shitty. That's what it is. Okay, so the game itself, and we'll run through some game flow. That's one. The other part of it, of course, was the other part of it is Van Buren, who Van Buren kind of in this game was exactly what we talked about him being. Kind of wishing I had an umbrella or something. I need some shade right there is what I need. So I need shade right there. Anyway, shit. Told you I should have killed that bee. Just got me. God damn it. Anyway, got me. Oh well. Van Buren. Let's read his stat line. Let's go through his day. All right. It was so let's start with this. All right, because I know. Let's just be candid. All right, because I know a lot of you wanted to bench Nussmeier and you wanted Van Buren. That was the overwhelming majority of LSU fans coming into this game. Y'all know my feeling on it. I admit to you, Garrett Nussmeier has not been good this year. My feeling, though, has also been he has not been your sole problem. Like, your problems didn't start with Garrett Nussmeier. Your problems start with the fact that you got a bad scheme and a bad offensive line. And that's hard for any quarterback to overcome. And you saw that today with Michael Van Buren. Okay. You, with Van Buren at the helm, scored 23 points against the worst defense in the SEC and one of the worst defenses in the country. A team that is in the 120s in total defense, scoring defense, everything. You put up 23 points in this football game. So if you're sitting here today thinking that Van Buren was your cure-all, like, hopefully we can have a conversation about Van Buren, which I'm very open to. But like, let's also meet. I'm asking you to meet me halfway. Okay. Meet me halfway and acknowledging that you played Van Buren in this entire game. You still scored 23 points. So meet me halfway and acknowledging, okay, you think Nussmeier didn't play well, which I'm giving you. Nussmeier has not played well this year. I agree with you wholeheartedly on that. But Michael Van Buren's not a cure-all. And he's an inaccurate passer. He's not a dynamic runner, although he'll give you some things. And so in this ball game with Van Buren, you scored 23 points. So you still didn't hit 25. Which you've done which you failed to do against Power 4 opponent this year. And you were just playing the worst defense in the SEC and you scored 23. Okay. So let's just acknowledge, right? Let's acknowledge what the issue is. You can be pro Van Buren or anti Nuss wherever you fall. My point has been all year, Nuss isn't your sole issue. Your issue begins with the fact that you got a really bad offensive line and you got a bad scheme. Now, I will give a hat tip to Alex Atkins today because LSU finally found balance. They threw it 33 times. They ran it 37 times. LSU in this ball game ran it 37 times for 155 yards, an average of 4.2 yards per carry, long of 35. That was Van Buren's run at the end, which helped ice it, which was awesome to see. And yes, he gives you that dynamic. But is that enough to warrant making him your guy? I'm not even talking about for the next two games. I'm talking about now thinking big picture future for Michael Van Buren. On the day, here's Van Buren's stat line. 21 of 31 for 221, touchdown, no interceptions, completed 68% of his passes, a rating of 138.3. So Juwan Johnson threw a pass, Xavier Thomas threw a pass. That was that drunk drive in the second half where got the ball with 14-10 to play in the game, and they pulled out every stop, reverses, fake reverses, 2 double passes on the drive. It was just like, everything you got, call it. Everything you got, call it. It was, at that point, a 22-16 game. After they had scored, you needed a touchdown, and you converted. 12 plays, 92 yards. It's after you took over at your 8-yard line after They punted you down to the 8-yard line. You went 12 plays, 92 yards. So that was awesome. That was awesome to see. Alex Atkins went into his bag. You did overcome a penalty on that drive. That was the holding by Tradez downfield. So it set you up with a 1st and 14. But then they had the face mask on the next play, which gave you the first down. And then 1, 2, 3 plays later, you were in the end zone. 3rd and 6 was the touchdown pass to Bauer Sharp. So as I look at it, here were your drives. 3 and out punt block for a touchdown. 3 and out punt. Nine plays, 75 yards for the touchdown. That was Caden Durham's 27-yard run. Thank you for running the ball, Caden Durham. Then you went 10 plays, 49 yards. You settled for the 50-yard field goal here. Great. Let's give a hat tip to Damian Ramos, by the way, today. What a day for Ramos. I mean, you don't win this game today without Ramos having the day he did. Ramos was He was 3 for 3, 50, 42, 42. Awesome. And you don't win this game today without Ramos converting the way he did. Keep in mind, they missed a 48. Your guy made all 3. Their guy missed a 48-yarder at the end that would have given them the lead with 5:08 to play. So, but as you're looking through the drives with Van Buren, 3 and out, 9 plays, 75 yards, 10 plays, 49 yards. That's a Les Miles drive if I ever saw one. 10 plays, 49 yards, 5:55. Then the 4-play drive, that was the field goal after the Perkins interception on the short field. You went 3 and out, unfortunately, right before half, when it looked like, I'll tell you, that was the sequence. This was the sequence in the game when I felt maybe the worst. They were up 14-0. You battle back, get into the ball game. It's 14-13. You get the ball back. You get a stop. You get the ball back with 2:47, and you're getting the ball to start the second half. And the feeling is, all right, let's go get points here. And this is the drive where Xavion has the OPI. Get points at the end of the first half. Go back-to-back start of the second half. You quickly punt, they get the ball, they're driving down the field, and this is where Mansour Delane got the pick in the end zone. So hat tip Mansour Delane, awesome. Tigers get the ball at 29 seconds deep in their own territory, back-to-back long runs, 14 yards by Durham, 14 yards by Berry, then the PI, and all of a sudden you're at their 37, and you almost throw an interception. This is when Van Buren threw the ball down the left sideline that probably should have been picked. Dangerous ball, but you end up getting in field goal range, kicking the 42-yarder right before half to take a 16-14 lead in the half. And then, unfortunately, you weren't able to do anything at the start of the second half. You had the 34-yarder to Xavion down the left sideline, which was a 50-50 ball. And great play by Xavion to come down with it. But after that, Harlem for 5 yards, sack, incomplete pass, punt. So, I mean, look. I'm gonna get to your questions and comments here in a second. This is the point. You were sacked 4 times in this ball game. 4 times for 33 yards. You know, I mean, I'm sorry, 4 times 19, loss of 19. I think the story is, we can all agree your biggest issue is your offensive line. Did you see enough from Van Buren today to think he could be your quarterback? No. I mean, he's just an inaccurate passer, and he might get better. They really utilized the short screen game well. They got really creative throwing the football in that touchdown drive in the fourth quarter. His first pass of the game was the one middle left down the hash that was almost intercepted. The one at the end of the first half he threw down the left sideline that was almost intercepted. I know some of you say that I'm a Van Buren hater. It's not at all true. I think this is the point I've made about Van Buren since fall camp, which is there are times he will make a play that makes you go, oh, damn. But, he has really struggled with accuracy. That was a big problem during fall camp, and he's not the dynamic runner that the perception is that he is. Now, the point I've made over and over about Van Buren is this was true with Jaden Daniels as well. Jaden, when he got here, the knock on Jaden was he was an inaccurate passer. So he has the opportunity to get better. He can absolutely improve, and I would love to see him improve. Let's see if I can do this. Hang on, y'all. I think I can do this. Hang on. So just turn this around on you. It's too hot. Let's go inside. It's hot. Let's go inside. It's too hot. Camera spinning out. We'll just go in here and hang. All right. Better. I'm gonna sweat in here. All right. There we go. That's better. All right, let's get to your questions and comments and all that stuff. Downside of hiring a roster of mercenaries they check out when they have nothing to play for. I don't believe they checked out today, man. I'll disagree with you on that. I thought that team played hard today. I thought they played to win. I thought defensively they gave a really good effort against a fantastic offense. They played. Hang on. I don't need the mic. I don't think they gave up, man. I thought they played hard. Defensively against a really good offense. I mean, Taylor Green averages over 300 yards a game. He threw for 165 and ran for 85. You held him 100 yards under his yards per game average. I thought your defense played well today, man. I can't get down with that. Tony, Matt, agree. You've been correct all along. Poor line scheme doesn't matter what quarterback plays. There's a crippled team. Appreciate all you do. Thank you, Tony. I appreciate you watching. Appreciate the kind words. Listen. I'm trying to be fair to Van Buren. It was his first start at LSU, and under the circumstances and everything, it's just there's a reality that what's ailed this offense this year is not, like, again, objectively, Garrett Nussmeier has not been great for you, but he also hasn't been your only problem. And a lot of people wanted to pin the issues offensively solely on Nuss. And that's just not reality. It's bad O-line, bad scheme, and that'll derail anybody, and you saw it again today. Van Buren's best quarterback for the situation. I don't know how you can arrive at that conclusion. Like, how is Van Buren the best for the situation when you scored 23 points against literally the worst defense you faced this year outside of Southeastern? I mean, that's the worst defense you faced, and you scored 23 points. Like, again, I'm being honest with you here, but like, what see, and this is like the This guy says you're not. No way you're bashing MVB. No one's bashing Michael Van Buren. I'm not bashing Michael Van Buren, but like if you're going to be fair, again, that's the problem. Too many of you are going to have coming here today. You came here with a preconceived bias. You hated Garrett Nussmeier. You thought he was the problem. That you thought not that Van Buren was going to be the solution, and you go score 23 against the worst defense in the conference, and you're not gonna apply that same burden to Van Buren. You're going to ignore the fact that he damn near threw an interception on his first pass. He damn near threw an interception down the left sideline. The fact that you didn't get moving offensively, like you scored 23 points. What are we talking about? I mean, the point is it doesn't matter who the quarterback is. Like when you're a bad football team, this is what plays you. So I think what we have to do is evaluate. Do you think you see enough from Van Buren to think he could be the guy moving forward? And maybe. Maybe. But y'all are all going to ignore the fact that you scored 23 points against the worst defense in the league at home. So, run through the game, get some more of your questions and comments here. Let's see. Arkansas got the ball started. They were right down the field against your defense, man. And ultimately, you come up with the fumble, which was not even forced. Beern recovered it. Really good day for Jack Beern as well, by the way. So you get the ball. I love Harlan Berry got the start. Ori Williams got the start at right tackle. You run for 3 yards. Second play, play was almost intercepted. You end up going 3 and out, punt block. They're up 7-0. You get the ball. You go 3 and out again. I'm sure the Van Buren folks were super pumped at this point. Arkansas gets the ball with 9:56. They go on a long drive here. They score. This is the Taylor Green touchdown run to go 14-0. 11 plays, 52 yards, 5:50 off the clock. Tigers get the ball and they put together a nice drive. 9 plays, 75 yards. By the way, on that touchdown drive on the 1-2, the 3rd and 2 is when Taylor Green had a wide open receiver down the left sideline when he overthrew him. That could have been a really quick strike. But 3rd and 1, Beern came up with a big stop. They converted on 4th and 1, and they converted on a 4th and 2 on that drive. Tigers get the ball. They put together their touchdown drive. This is Caden Durham's 27-yard touchdown run. 9 plays, 75 yards. Really nice drive with good balance. Run pass. I love the shovel pass to Caden Durham on that drive for 12 yards. You had a 2nd and 10. Harlan Berry had a 13-yard reception on that drive. Brown did have a drop on that drive, but I love the fact that they ran the football. You were stuck in the mud your first 2 drives. You finally ran the football. Durham, 1, 2, Berry, 3, 4. So 4 on that drive, that touchdown drive. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 plays. You went Durham run, Berry run, touchdown was Caden Durham, 27-yarder. You had good balance. And then you had a shovel pass on that drive, which, of course, is a completed pass, but it's really an extension of a run. So love that. By the way, special teams, 2 kickoffs out of bounds today by Aaron Burrell. I don't know what's happened there. Burrell used to be an automatic touchback. I don't know what's happened to him, but 2 kickoffs out of bounds today. You held them 3 and out. 3rd and 15 where Perkins came up with the pressure. They punted down you at your own 18. 12:57 to go in the half. Barry Brown had the 20-yard reception on 3rd and 7, which was a really nice conversion. You're at the 41-yard line. Then Van Buren gets sacked for a loss of 6 on 1st down. But they would come up with the 22-yard reception to Caden Durham on 3rd and 5. 3rd and 6 on that drive, another sack. You'd settle for the 50-yard field goal. First play ensuing drive was Harold Perkins' interception. Great to see Harold Perkins play the way he did, man. He was awesome in this game. So 6:55 to play. It's a 14-10 deficit for LSU. Tigers get the ball back. You're going to go for it on you get it at the Arkansas 30 after the interception. 4th and 1, you're going to go for it. Ori Williams false start. You end up kicking the 42-yard field goal, so it's 4th and 13. This was, I thought, a really pivotal point in the game. 5:08 to play in the half. They false start. Perkins comes up with a sack. 2nd and 21. 3rd and 9, Deshaun Spears gets the sack. So you force the 3 and out. They punt. You get the ball back with 2:47 to play in the half. It's 14-13. The thought is go get points, go back-to-back end of the first half, start of the second half. And you put together a really nice drive here, except, no, I'm sorry. You get the ball 3rd and 11. They're offsides. You get 3rd and 6. This is where you convert, but Xavier Thomas gets flagged for offensive pass interference. Goes to 3rd and 21. Harlan Berry gets the drop. You end up punting. So now instead of draining the clock, getting points, taking the lead, getting the ball to start the second half, you punt, give them the ball with 1:35, and boom, 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 they're right down the field. 3rd and 8, Green had a 13-yard run. 3rd and 4, they get a 24-yarder. They're down to your 35. Complete a pass for 25 yards. They got 1st and goal at the 9. They got 1st and goal at the 9. They run for no gain, call a timeout, and then Monsoor Delane comes up with the pick where their receiver just cut off the route. So you get the ball back with 29 seconds left, and 14-yard run by Durham, 14-yard run by Berry, defensive pass interference. You're deep in their territory. Almost throw the pick down the left sideline on 1st down, but you end up getting a 12-yarder, and then you kick the to Xavion, then you kick the 42-yard field goal to take a 16-14 lead going into half. Would have loved to have seen LSU get points to start the 3rd quarter. In the first play, 50-50 ball, left sideline. Loved that Van Buren put it up there and let his guy go make a play, and Xavion made a play. 34-yarder left sideline. And then you went Berry for 5 yards, sack, incomplete pass, punt. So bummer that you weren't able to convert there. But and then right at the shoot is when Green had the 55-yard run. But this was the drive where they end up with a 1st and goal at the 7. They run for 2 yards, 2nd and goal at the 5, no gain, but you're offsides. So they have 2nd and goal from the 2. They run for a yard, 3rd and goal, no gain, Dominant McKinley with the big stuff. Then 4th and goal from the 1, no gain. Guillory went over the top, beautiful stop. And that's one of those sequences where you look and go, man, that's one that won you the game. I mean, if they kick a field goal, get points there, maybe a different outcome. You weren't able to do anything after that. You converted one 1st down, then you end up punting. They get the ball at your 37, 50-yard punt, but you allow a 26-yard return against special teams. As good as special teams were early in the season, they've been atrocious of late. Grant Chadwick, again, punt block for a touchdown, had a 35-yard punt in this game. I'm sorry, a 25-yard punt in this game. And then you had this one where you allowed a 26-yard return. Just atrocious on special teams today, except for Ramos, who was awesome. So they end up scoring here. They overcome a 3rd and 18, which was just disgusting. They went for it on 4th and 6. You had the face mask on P.J. Woodland on top of the 16-yard reception. They get the ball down at the 9-yard line, and they score on the next play. So, hi, baby.
We'll go Mimi's house.
You gonna go to Mimi's house?
We'll go Mimi's house.
Go to Mimi's house, Erica? Screw it. Okay, we'll see you later. So they're up 22-16 late in the 3rd quarter. Things aren't feeling awesome right now. And it got worse because 2nd and 11, Xavier Thomas catches the ball for 14 yards, and that's when Weston Davis had his hold. And then later in that drive is when he rolled over on Xavier Thomas. It's been a dreadful season for Weston Davis, man. Talented guy with a super high upside. I'm hopeful for him, but just not a guy right now that you feel like you can count on, man. And it's really disappointing. But you end up punting. They get the ball. You quickly force a punt. You get a sack. Start of the 4th quarter, and that's when you had the LOL drive. And man, seriously, like Alex Atkins was like, "Screw it. We're all getting fired anyway. Call everything. Call everything you have on the play sheet." And they did, and that was great to see, man. You went Wildcat with Juwan Johnson, where Van Buren had the clap count. You had the double pass that was incomplete. You had a 3rd and 10 completion to Berry and Brown for 21 yards. You had Juwan Johnson, who took the ball and threw it to Trey Green for 14 yards. You had the double pass to Kyle Parker for 10 yards. You did everything on that drive. You pulled out all the stops, and ultimately you end up with the Bauer Sharp touchdown to take the lead, and it's the lead that would stand up. Tigers 23-22. They would miss a field goal on the next drive, and then Tigers would run out the clock. I love the fact that maybe the highlight of this game for me is the fact that LSU got the ball back with 5:08 to play in the game. 5:08 to play. After they missed the 48-yard field goal, they never touched it again, man. You were able to run the ball to run out the clock. I'm trying to see if you threw a pass. You threw a shovel pass. Van Buren ran for 35 yards. Durham, Berry. Yeah. I mean, you ran out the clock. So love that. I love that you were able to just run the ball and run out the clock. So for the game, Tigers end up gaining 390 on offense, 155 on the ground, 37 rushes, 155 yards. Durham ran 12 times. Do that, show Erica. Durham ran 12 times for 65. Berry ran 11 times for 52. Van Buren 10 for 36, although that was including the sacks, and he was sacked 4 times. So Van Buren really ran it 6 times. And let's see, his lost yardage was 19. So Van Buren actually was 6 for 55. 6 for 55. So, whoa, I missed another Oklahoma touchdown. 17-7. LFG, man. LFG. All right. Please smash the like button if you would. Subscribe to the channel, Facebook, like the page, share the post. Thanks for hanging out with us. We appreciate you for hanging out here. Let's see. We'll get some of your comments here. Ashton, we lose the game with Nussmatt. That's completely arbitrary. There's not a single way that you could qualify that. I could argue that with Nussmeier, you hit some of the passes that Van Buren missed early, and maybe he makes better reads than Van Buren does, and you score. There's no way you can qualify that. Yo, mama fat as hell. Nussmeier needs to never put on an LSU jersey again. Yeah, I hate you. I hate you. I hate people like you. You make no sense at all. Damn it. They tackle him. All right, y'all are awful. I just don't really have any desire to talk to any of you right now. Glad to see Frank had the team fighting despite not having significant to play for. Really encouraging. I agree with you on that. I didn't worry about that at all, man. They love Frank. Frank recruited, had some touch point with all of them throughout the recruiting process. I never doubted they'd play hard. I think just the reality is what it is. You're not a great football team. And as a result, you've seen a lot of what you've had. Barry didn't go down, would have scored 25. Sure. Also would have covered. Last drive was great. I love the fact that you just ran the ball and you were able to actually run the ball and win the game. It goes to show we've talked about all year. Just commit to running football. They did. The Voyager, I can't believe Matt's bias. What bias? Like, you scored 23 points against the worst defense in the league. I mean, what, like, you had so many of the same. You had 16 points at half against the worst defense in the league. Like, have you watched Arkansas at all? That's a dog shit football team you played with a horrible defense. That's like, you won by 1 point against a 2-8 football team and scored 23 points on your home field. Like, what are you talking about? Like, you are the ones that cannot objectively look at this situation. Again, I'm not telling you Nussmeier is awesome. He's been a problem this year. I'm not arguing to the contrary. My point has been, if you're saying Van Buren is the cure-all, clearly you're missing the point. And by the way, Louisiana Tech is a better defensive team than Arkansas. All right, I'm gonna go watch Alabama. Hopefully lose this game to Arkansas to Oklahoma and enjoy the rest of my day. I'm gonna get locked on LSU up here in a little bit. Y'all have an awesome day.